Hello, hello.
Hi. Jen, I'll pin you as the speaker.
Great.
And there you go. You have the floor, my love.
Hi, good morning. Maggie, how is it over there in Portugal?
Well, let me see if you can see.
Yeah,
Can
that
you
looks
see
amazing.
there's not a cloud in the sky?
And then what's the temperature? Is it warm?
Hold on a second. The live is like, okay, there we go. The temperature, it's actually really, I would say too hot, but I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. It's really warm today. I wear like a light layer, but with a little coverage so I don't get burned by the sun because I'm out walking a lot.
Oh, okay, well, I can't wait to go in April when we are going to do our retreat.
Yay!
So excited.
So exciting.
Adventure and alchemy and awaken, all of the things that we have really been missing over the past, I'm going to say 2 years, to be safe, because I feel like we still have a little bit to get out of this. I'm so excited. Not only is it going to be myself and Maggie, but there's a third teacher, Christina. So you're not just hearing my voice for 7 days or maybe Maggie, although you'd like her much better. What you're going to do is have the opportunity to be with 3 experienced teachers. And a little bit about retreating, which I'm absolutely obsessed to share with. Maggie, I don't even know if you remember this. So my actual very first retreat, I was working at Lululemon. And when I had first started, they had asked us to make a list of our 1-year goals, our 3-year goals, and our 5-year goals. And my 1-year goal, and I have it written down still, I wanted to learn how to surf. I wanted to go on a yoga retreat, and I wanted to leave the country. And I started Lululemon in November. And somewhere around January, I had heard about this trip that my friend Allie was doing to travel to Ecuador to do a surf and yoga retreat. And I thought, that's it, I'm signing up. And when I went to Lululemon and told my manager at the time that I was hitting a goal, at the time, Lululemon actually paid for my airfare to go to Ecuador to help me fulfill my goal. So I was so excited and could not wait. And I actually flew by myself, which was my first time flying out of the country by myself. And what I didn't realize was my fear of flying was going to almost paralyze me. I love the idea of going places. I just wasn't sure how I was going to actually get there. Like, I knew the plane, but I also wanted to enjoy everything about traveling. So I
would stop you for a second. I think probably a lot of women in the group can relate, whether it's traveling or something else. There's like things that we get really, really excited about. And then there's the block that comes up. So for you, it might be your love of travel and your love of yoga retreats. And then you have to get on the flight to get there.
Absolutely.
You know, for me, it's like, I love going places and planning things, and then I hate packing. And now I have to talk to the kids. But even if it's not related to travel, I think people can relate. Like, maybe you want to be a yoga teacher and then you think, oh, I don't want to speak in front of people. So just so that people can kind of tie into it, and then I'll let you keep going. But I think it's really relatable to have this excitement and then the block.
And it happens a lot. It's, you know, I'm excited to go someplace, and what if I don't have the right outfit? You know, so, and I love everything getting to the airport. It's just the actual flying I don't like. So I was very lucky. I follow a woman named Gabby Bernstein. I followed her for years. And she was having some blockages too. And the easiest way to describe it, it's almost paralyzing my whole body. It's an anxiety attack that you're aware of, but I couldn't relax my body. So I would feel my shoulders, I would feel my jaw, like, and it would be so uncomfortable. So EFT is what I found. She introduced me first to Nick Ortner and then to Brad Yates. And EFT is emotional freedom tapping. So if you're familiar with something like acupuncture, or anything where we have these meridian points all over our bodies. And people are familiar with chakras, these, you know, 7 points of energy. We actually have 72 1,000 little energy points all over our bodies.
Crazy.
So I had to do something quick. Clearly, I don't know acupuncture, and I can't just stick needles in my face on the plane. So I had to find something that was easy and accessible that I could do. I found tapping. What you do is you tap on meridian points. So the points you tap on, I'm just going to show you, are the side of your hand or the karate chop. And then with my right hand, you tap on the side of your eye. So about where your eye socket is. And then you tap a couple of times underneath your eye. And then right underneath your nose. And then you're going to tap right into your chin, that little point in between your lip and your chin. And then you're going to lift your left arm up and you're going to tap where your heart is. And then the last part is just tapping the crown of your head. Now, these energy points then are stimulated. So with EFT, what we do is we make a statement of what's happening. We see how we feel in our body, and then we replace the statement. For example, I would tap on the side of my hand and say, even though I don't love to fly, I know the experience once I arrive is going to be priceless. I acknowledge where I feel that discomfort. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to change it. I just want to sit with it. And then I would tap maybe on the top of my eyebrow and say, even though flying's not great, I'm going to fly with a friend so I feel safe. And on the side of your eye, even though I don't really love to fly, I do love seeing my passport fill up with all of the places and memories I've made. And then under your eye, even though flying isn't the greatest, I've saved some points. Maybe I'll treat myself to first class. I'll have a little more space. Underneath the nose, even though flying isn't my favorite, I do end up meeting some very fun people on the plane that sometimes I even still talk to. And then underneath into your chin, even though flying isn't my favorite, I'm going to treat myself to some new socks or maybe a new neck pillow for the trip. Underneath your left arm by your heart, even though flying isn't my favorite, hopefully I'll get a free pack of peanuts. I do love some peanuts on an airplane. And the top of my head, even though I'm a little afraid to fly, look how many places I've been to just by getting on a flight. And then you take a big breath in through your nose, open your mouth and release. So I usually can gauge my anxiety when I start. My body feels about an 8. And when I'm done my first round of tapping, I usually can get to a 5. If I still feel like my body's still tight, I'll do another round again. I usually do it in the ladies' room at the bathroom, so people don't see me doing it on the flight. I do take my time to go in the bathroom. You know, I'll wash my hands, I'll splash a little water on my face. I'll do it before I get to the airport. And sometimes I do it when I get off the plane, almost to thank myself, like, you thought it was going to be scary, you did it. Now you're going to have this amazing experience. You're going to even forget that flight. So EFT is not about just forcing your way through something. We all know blockages are going to come up, right? That's just human nature. We're going to get excited. Something's going to scare us. And what it is getting over that block. This is what keeps me present into my body. So I'm acknowledging what's happening physically, as well what's going on, maybe old traumas, right? Maybe I was put on a plane, and I got scared at one point, and that sat with me. But it's funny because I love when I get where I'm going, and I love to travel. And so you can't just let one little thing, like taking a plane, scare you. There's so many other options. So that's how I travel.
love it.
I travel all the time. And believe it or not, I do this EFT all the time. And not just for flying. Sometimes if, again, I have somewhere to be and I don't know what to wear. Sometimes I just take a second, just breathe. It's going to be fine. Nobody cares. We're going to get there.
I mean,
So that just
especially
works for
around
me.
COVID, it might be people's first time leaving the country, or someone's first time being in a group of people or being around so many people. And even though I've seen the damage of COVID,
Yep.
I'm
Right.
looking forward
Even though I've seen
to
it,
making
I'm
new
healthy.
connections. Or,
Yep. And you can write them out.
mm-hmm.
So you can use them also as affirmations, right? Sometimes you need to write it out. Even though I'm anxious, I know that I'm safe.
Mm-hmm.
However
Beautiful.
it is. And start little, right? Like, this will be my first flight, will be to Portugal in years. My anxiety will probably be a little heightened. So knowing that, moving up to the trip, I'll start my tapping. But I'll check in. Who knows? Maybe this is the first flight I'm actually looking so excited to it. So this might be the one that flips the script.
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing. I don't know, Mom, do you have any questions for Jen, or is there anything else? Maybe share where you are.
In the world?
Yeah.
Oh,
everyone
I'm outside Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So right behind me is the famous Valley Forge National Park. I live close here because I love to be outside in nature all of the time. Hence the reason we're coming to Portugal. It's a beautiful place. It's only about 70 degrees here today. So we have to be a little bit heavier with our clothes, but I'm wishing to be there now.
Really
Even
cool.
though I'm not in Portugal yet, I will be there soon.
Yay. Fun fact, Jen and I met really connected working at Lululemon. Maybe not everyone knows that. And I would bet that if you come on this trip to Portugal, you will see Jen on a stand-up paddleboard.
Yes.
Probably doing yoga on that stand-up paddleboard. I know that Jen and I have calls every week or every 2 weeks, and Jen was sharing how she's been paddleboarding in the river. So I bet that you'll
we're gonna get you in a headstand on the paddleboard.
Heck yeah. Yeah, my mom just started paddleboarding, so we can all be in it together. She's training for the retreat.
Isn't it? It's the best. Oh, I can't wait.
Great. Okay, well, thank you so much. If anyone has any questions,
so much.
Just write them in the comments. We'll share the link of this video so people can comment on that as well. If there's more questions about the retreat, we have information for that as well. It is April 22nd, 2022, Earth Day. Yay.
Thank you.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.